Today we are going to go over some of the events and stories around John Titor, but before we do, if you like these types of stories and want to see more like this, smash the like button and subscribe to Jacob Waters on YouTube and share this out. Thanks again, I hope you enjoy. Let's take some time and go over the supposed time traveler John Titor, aka Time Travel _0. When he appeared, and his posts, and his encounters with others. John Titor and Time Travel _0 are pseudonyms used in communications and on internet forums between 1998 and 2001 by an individual claiming to be an American military time traveler from the year 2036. His posts discussed various aspects of time travel, and described future calamitous events, including a global nuclear war. The uniform inaccuracy of their predictions and inconsistencies in their explanations has led many to view the story with skepticism. A 2009 investigation suggested that the entire affair was a hoax created by Larry Harbour, a Florida entertainment lawyer, and his brother John Rick Harbour, a computer scientist. These claims have never been verified. Titor's posts, the first posts using John Titor's military symbol, appeared on the Time Travel Institute forums on November 2, 2000, under the username Time Travel _0. The name, John Titor, was not used at that time. The posts discussed time travel in general, the first one being the 6 parts description of the components required for a working time machine and responses to questions from other posters about how such a machine might work. These early posts tended to be short. A second thread was also made due to shortcomings of the forum software used at the time. Titor first appeared on July 29, 1998, and sent 2 faxes to Bart Bell, the host of a very popular and nationally broadcast radio talk show Coast to Coast AM. The 2 faxes told the story of the discovery of time travel in 2034 and the devastation that followed the Y2K disaster. In January 2001, the person calling themselves John Titor used the pseudonym Time Travel _0 and began posting at the Art Bell Post 2 Post BBS forums. The final Titor post was made in late March 2001. Later, around 2003, various websites compiled Titor's posts, rearranging them into narratives. Not all of these sites refer to the original dates that the messages were posted on the forums. In his online postings, Titor claimed to be an American soldier from the year 2036, based in Tampa, Florida. He said that he was assigned to a governmental time travel project, and that as part of the project he was sent back to 1975 to retrieve an IBM 5100 computer, which was needed to debug various legacy computer programs that existed in 2036. A possible reference to the Unix year 2038 problem. The IBM 5100 runs the APL and BASIC programming languages. Titor said that he had been selected for this mission because his paternal grandfather was directly involved in the original assembly and programming of the 5100. He attempted to provide proof of this by describing unpublicized features of the 5100, which led some people to believe that a computer scientist must have been behind the postings. Titor said that he was on a stopover in the year 2000 for personal reasons, to collect pictures lost in the future Civil War, and to visit his family, of whom he spoke often. Titor also said that for several months he had been trying to warn anyone who would listen about the potential threat of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease spread through beef products, and about the possibility of an upcoming civil war within the United States. When questioned about the topic, Titor also expressed interest in mysteries such as UFOs, which he said remained unexplained in his time. Titor suggested that UFOs and extraterrestrials might be time travelers with superior time machines, from much further into the future than his own time. Predictions. Let's go over some of John Titor's predictions he made in his time talking with the public from 1998 to 2001. Although he frequently invoked the many worlds interpretation or quantum mechanics, whereby events from his timeline may differ from our own, Titor also said that the differences would be minimal. As such, Some have interpreted his descriptions of his timeline as predictions, and have compared them with actual historical events that have occurred since Titor's final post in 2001. The most immediate of Titor's predictions foretold a civil war in the United States having to do with order and rights. The war, as Titor described it, would begin in 2005, with civil unrest surrounding the presidential election of the previous year. According to Titor, this civil conflict, which he described as having a Waco-type event every month that steadily gets worse, would be pretty much at everyone's doorstep and erupt into war by 2008. As a result, the United States would split into 5 regions based on a variety of factors, including differing military objectives. According to Titor, this civil war would end in 2015 with a brief but intense World War III, which Titor referred to as End A. He specified Washington, D.C. and Jacksonville, Florida as cities that would be hit in the exchange, and said that after the war, Omaha, Nebraska would be the new U.S. capital. Titor did not detail the exact causes of this World War III scenario, but in one post he said that the hostilities were led by border clashes and overpopulation. He also pointed to the contemporary Arab-Israeli conflict not as a cause of the war, but as a milestone that precedes it. Titor said that in 2011, when he was 13 years old, he joined a Florida-based shotgun infantry unit called the Fighting Diamondbacks for at least 4 years. In other posts, he described himself as hiding from the war. Titor also said that the Everett Wheeler model of quantum physics, better known as the many worlds interpretation, was correct. According to him, this meant that his time travel had caused the formation of a new time stream, and that in this new, current, time stream, the events that Titor had described would occur somewhat differently than they had in his home time stream. This made his predictions non-falsifiable. Now let's take a moment to talk about his time travel machine he used to get around. The time machine. Titor described his time machine on several occasions. In one early post, he described it as a stationary mass temporal displacement unit powered by 2 topspin, dual positive singularities, and producing a standard offset Tipler sinusoid. The earliest post was more explicit, detailing the components of the machine: 2 magnetic housing units for the dual micro-singularities, an electron injection manifold, to alter mass and gravity of the micro-singularities, a cooling and X-ray venting system, gravity sensors, or a variable gravity lock, 4 main cesium clocks, 3 main computer units. According to the posts, the device was installed in the rear of a 1966 Chevrolet Corvette convertible. Later posts mentioned a 1987 truck with 4-wheel drive. Let's run through some other people who may be responsible for the stories in 2018. Multimedia artist Joseph Matheny, creator of the alternate reality game Ong's Hat, said that he worked as a consultant for the unnamed individuals responsible for the legend. John Titor is a story that was created as a literary experiment by people who were observing what I was doing with Ong's Hat, and these people wanted to do something like that. I was a consultant on the project, but it wasn't my project. In 2009, a report by John Houston of the Hoax Hunter website pointed to Larry Harber, a Florida entertainment lawyer, as the CEO of the foundation. Lynch concluded that Larry Harber and his brother Richard, a computer scientist, were very likely the men behind John Titor, whom they actually introduced in 1998, accompanied by different predictions, including chaos due to the Y2K bug. John Houston also reported that John Titor is a trademark registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The Titor trademark is now classified as abandoned. Tell us what you think of the John Titor story. Was he really a time traveler? Was it just a hoax? Is it possible that John Titor was more than one person? Let us know in the comments what you think. Also, let us know if you have a time traveler or time travel story that you would like us to cover. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Subscribe if you like what we're doing and want to catch our next live or video. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.